the steps we can take to respond to novel pathogens involve medical countermeasures, or MCMs, medical tools that help us fight disease. When people fall ill, we can use antiviral drugs, antibiotics, and other treatments to help them get better or save them from the worst outcomes of the disease. Another incredibly important tool to assist people ill with respiratory diseases, the diseases we're most afraid of in the context of pandemics, are ventilators, which can also be made more effective, cheaper, or more easily produced, stored, and distributed. We've made a long way in recent decades, but we could still support those who are infected better and significantly improve disease outcomes. Even before people are treated, we can develop better diagnostics for the disease we want to treat, so we, or they, can tell they're sick earlier, more easily, and with more confidence. While in the previous unit we discussed tools for society to detect an emerging outbreak, here the focus is on identifying specific cases during an outbreak and empowering infected individuals to safeguard those in their vicinity. Think about how much easier it was to act responsibly and keep yourself and others around you safe once the COVID PCR and rapid antigen tests were developed. Speaking of staying safe, a key component of that is the development of effective personal protective equipment, or PPE. We're all familiar with face masks and N95 respirators, but people are working on far better PPE that would be significantly more effective in preventing infection, would be easier and more comfortable to wear for long periods of time, or both. One example of such next-generation devices are powered air purifying respirators, or PAPRs, which continuously pull air through the filters to supply purified air to the wearer. Of course, an incredibly important medical countermeasure in the fight against pandemics are vaccines, which can help us avoid getting infected at all or mitigate the symptoms of the disease if we do. We've gotten a lot better at that in recent years. The COVID vaccine was developed using a novel technique called mRNA vaccines. While earlier vaccines usually took between 10 and 15 years to develop, using this new vaccine modality enabled the development and production of the COVID-19 vaccine in less than a year. Scientists are excited about this new technique enabling rapid response to novel pathogens, bolstering humanity's stance against future pandemics. And many scientists are working hard to develop even better vaccine technologies every day. But there are other things we can do to mitigate the spread of disease that aren't medical at all. For example, we can make changes to our built environment to make the spaces around us less disease-friendly. One exciting area of research is around sterilization techniques, killing pathogens in the air around us so infectious agents can't survive the journey from an infected individual to a new host. For example, there's a lot of recent research on a type of ultraviolet light called far UVC, which specifically in the 207 to 222 nanometer wavelength range seems effective at inactivating both viruses and bacteria while not harming human skin and eyes, or at least we think so. There's still significant research that needs to be done, but one can imagine a world where public spaces are all lit by default with lights that help make all pathogens less infectious. Finally, a more classic tool is simply better ventilation of closed spaces. Despite their incredibly crowded and compact nature, planes have actually been less conducive to the spread of coronavirus than indoor event halls during the pandemic, thanks to really good ventilation implemented by airlines. If we can get more buildings to cycle air quicker between their interior and the external environment, we'd see a slower spread of diseases.